Mic check, mic check. Mic check, 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear us? We are back. We are live, episode 18 of the Village Legends podcast. 18, my man. I'm Seth Rogers, that's C Flash. Episode 18, Daryl Strawberry edition, Peyton Manning edition. Name all the great 18s in the chat because that's all I could come up with. We got a lot to talk about today. It's fight week. We got a week away from the biggest fight of the year. We got a big, long segment along with a special guest on for that. We're going to talk NFL football is back. Week 1 is officially underway. MLB hot and heavy. We're going to take you all around the sports world as only the Village Legends can. My man C Flash is going to set us off with the National Football League. My brother, say hello. Tell them what we're working with today.
Hello. Welcome back, good people. And we're excited. I know we missed last week. But to all our viewers and listeners again, welcome back to the Village Legend podcast. We are ready to jump in as normal. And as usual, we're going to do so. Just want to jump into the NFL, like some of the hottest topics as it is right now. Because we did miss last week, I just want to touch up on the whole thing with Micah. There's been a lot of hype surrounding Micah's whole jump from the from jumping from the Cowboys to the Packers. And at the end of the day, listen, we've been saying it and I'm gonna keep saying it. Money talks and BS runs the marathon. So when you got a family, when you thinking about your body, when you think about your future, hey, if you're gonna offer me that money, then that's what it is. You know, Jerry Jones had the opportunity to keep Micah Parsons. And Micah Parsons had the opportunity to be patient. I feel that he was being patient. It got a little ugly from time to time. Jerry is used to doing things where he doesn't have to deal with the third person, which is the agent. And these times today, we cannot go that route. Again, congratulations to him, a 4-year, $180 million deal, $120 million fully guaranteed, and for signing, and $136 million in total guarantees. So right now, Micah is the highest non-paid quarterback in NFL history.
The highest non-quarterback.
Non-quarterback.
Yeah. Nice.
So for a four-time Pro Bowler, this actually could actually benefit the Cowboys or it could hurt the Cowboys. A lot of us were all thinking, what was Jerry thinking about? Because we feel it could hurt them. As you know, they're 0-1. But hey, we can't talk either because my New York Giants fell to 0-1 today too.
They didn't play that bad.
They could have played better.
Yeah.
You know, there was times I had threw my damn remote at the wall. You know, but we'll get into that. Also, again, it just, I don't know. You know, going on because we're going to find out today. And the game's played because the Packers are playing the Lions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Packers are up 10-3 right now.
Okay. Futuristically, do you think it's time for Jerry just to pass the reins to his sons? You know, and his daughter too. Don't sleep on Jerry's daughter, folks. Jerry's daughter is very smart.
It's a lot like the Bus family.
He has definitely groomed everyone.
Jerry Jones is not giving it up.
He's
like Vince McMahon. Unless you get some dirt on him, he ain't going nowhere. He's going to die with that team. They're going to bury him at the 50-yard line, Jerry, right under the star. Jerry ain't going nowhere.
So he's basically what you're saying. He's stubborn.
Oh yeah, I mean, you listen and let him be. I mean, what are you going to do? It's his team. And like I said, Dak played pretty well.
Yeah.
CD, you got to earn your money, man. You dropping those key passes out there, CD. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Big drops.
To our stats, it was 5 passes that he dropped.
Woo.
Which was nuts.
That's 4 too many for me. You can get 1 a game, but damn, 5 and in key moments too. Those last 2 were huge. Dak put it right in the breadbasket, kid. You got to make that play. But Jerry tried to spin it because he did get the tackle in return, and he said, "Hey, we needed a run stopper because Micah was great against the pass, but as soon as they ran the ball, they run right past him." So that was Jerry's way to spin it. we'll see how it works for both teams, man. They do get also 2 first-round picks, I believe, as well. So
yeah,
that's good.
in 2026 and 2027.
Nice.
That's the first round picks that they will get. Again, only time will tell to let us know exactly how this will develop with the Cowboys. Again, we are excited. It is official that this is the first week of the NFL season, and we are all ecstatic.
It's back.
I watched my first the opening season of college football, NCAA football. Yes, my Michigan lost, but hey, it's early. It's a bounce back. It's early. A lot of people have a lot of things to say, but it's all right, including my man right here.
Yes,
it's
sir.
cool though, but hey, it's still early in the season, and I want to say, because no matter how mad I was today watching the Giants play, I have to settle myself down, get back to reality, because it's a 17-week season, all right, including the playoffs, et cetera, et cetera. So, don't panic, fans. Don't panic.
After next week, start panicking.
What
else we got, bro?
I want to touch bases on ex-co-owner Jim Irsay. And again, this is not to offend any Colt fans or Colt, the Indianapolis organization. Jim Irsay was a good owner. They had put some stuff up on the site about what he was dealing with, and I just want to touch bases on that to those who needed closure. He suffered drug relapses before death.
Wow.
He had a long-time addiction to painkillers before death in May. Irsay overdosed at least 3 times since February 2020, including twice during a 12-day span.
Oof.
December 2023 and January 2024. I just want to, again, give the condolences to the Irsay family. Drug addiction is real. It is one of the toughest things that's actually still rocking our country to this day. And at this point, it doesn't even matter what type of drugs it is. It's still, the drug addiction is real, and it's taking people out. And if we can, talk with our loved ones. That's what it really comes down to. We keep too much inside. So, I just want to touch bases on that real fast.
Good message.
Real quick, also, normally, here it is. Okay, now this is one of the major things that we also want to get on a debate on, and here it is. This whole spitting debacle.
Oh, that was ugly.
That was disgusting. What we saw on Thursday night. I think we all could agree that, yeah, okay, when you're playing competitive sports, don't matter what level you're on, you're always going to talk that shh at the end of the day, or do extra things that you shouldn't be doing. Yes, Jalen Carter did spit on him, and it was evident on TV. But it also showed, because we only looked at it as a one-side thing. People didn't talk about that until after the game. And then when we got more feedback on it, Dak, you spit at him too. You could sit there and say you were trying to aim at the ground, but when you spit at him, you looked at him with a little smile. You had a smile on your face, Dak. So to all our Cowboy fans and, Eagle fans, it was wrong on both sides. The NFL has to act, or the Eagles organization has to act with suspensions.
Mm-hmm.
They should also suspend Dak as well, because at the end of the day, you're trying to insult our intelligence, and that's terrible. I mean, come on now, y'all are grown men. Y'all probably got kids. I know, Dak, you have a child. Jalen Carter, I'm sure you probably, if you don't, you're gonna have him. But this is not the way that we're supposed to play football. And I get it. You apologize, Jalen Carter. I seen it. You apologize. That's good. That's what makes you a man. But we have little kids watching this game, okay? If anything, just talk that shh. That's all y'all got to do. But all that spitting and stuff, come on, man. That's disgusting.
Can't disagree. Spitting may be the ultimate act of disrespect.
Yes.
Don't spit on me. The training will come out. Guys, it's a lot, but he's right. It's just there's no place for it. Things get heated. Sometimes even hands are thrown. But lines got to be drawn. Remember where you're at. Remember what's going on. As a matter of fact, in soccer, just a few days prior to that, entered Miami to do stuff, here and there. He got a 6-game suspension for spitting at a coach on the other side. So guys, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Suarez has a history of that kind of stuff. He bit somebody once in the past, but Carter, I got a feeling that Carter is a one-time incident. I bet you that this never happens again with him. I just got a good feeling about him.
Yeah.
And Dak, you're right. Dak should have said something. Dak should have came clean and said, "Yo, I did. Maybe I wasn't spitting at him or on him, but I was spitting at him and in his direction." So, anyway, NFL Week 1, my brother. Anything else?
I know I like to get to our top 5 games, which is some of them are already active right now, and some have already closed out. So I just want to talk about. It's funny because I want to mention the Ravens versus the Bills. That's could always be playoff implication. The Chiefs and Chargers, the Texas versus Rams, Lions and Packers, which is currently going on, and Vikings and Bears. Those also Cincinnati and Cleveland. Those top 6, I'll say, games are major this week. But I want to go back to the Ravens and Bills, and I have a quick debate to all y'all Ravens fans. Sorry to put y'all on point and online, catch you off guard, but I have to.
What's up, Joey?
God has mentioned this one sports debate.
It's going to be a good one.
If it's 4th and 2, all right, down by the goal line, all right, I'm going to say this. If it's Ray Lewis, the enforcer, all right, and he's there and playing his position, middle linebacker, because he's one of the greatest to ever play. And on the other side of football, you have soon to be, or we could call him King, which he's known for, King Henry. Who wins the battle, folks?
Ooh.
So those who are tuning in, who wins the battle? 4th and 2, all right, on the goal line, on the Ravens. Because I'm gonna have Ray, because he's the iconic Hall of Fame linebacker, and we're gonna act like as if like Derrick Henry was back with his Titans. Who wins the battle into the to score the touchdown?
4th and 2. He didn't say 4th and inches. That's a big difference. 4th and 2.
4th and 2.
You gotta get 3 yards.
But both of them meet in the hole. Who wins?
You want to know my answer? Ray Lewis wins. I'm sorry. Grew up at a time where Ray feared no man.
Yes.
All right. It didn't matter how big you were. Derrick is a beast, and he is the king. I give him that. I want him on my fantasy team every week. But I think Ray wins this one. What do you think, bro?
I think Ray Lewis viciously, violently clears him.
Wow.
Listen, let's take you back to when Eddie George was playing. Eddie George was a big boy.
Yes.
And I'll tell you straight up, I watched Ray Lewis clear him. I wouldn't say that Ray always got the best of him. Eddie got the best of Ray, but it was a battle to watch.
It was a battle.
So I want to say that, yes, on this end, on this particular debate, I'm going Ray Lewis all day.
Nice.
I'm not a fool.
Let us know who you got in the comments. Let us know Ray Lewis versus Derrick Henry, 4th and 2. Who's winning the battle? Chris Smith, what up? Go Washington. Yeah, they put a number on us today. Yeah, it's a long season, like my man said. Giants. We'll see what happens, brother. Anything else, my man?
That's it. That's it for the NFL right now. Just the games that are going on currently. We'll definitely touch bases with that next week.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick rundown real quick. It's 6-0 Texans over the Rams in the second quarter. 17-3 Packers over the Lions. Leon, where they at? Mm-hmm. Lions. Niners, Seahawks, 7-7. McCaffrey is a go.
Yeah.
He's in the mix. The Bengals beat the Browns, 17-16. A couple more here. Let's see. Jaguars beat the Panthers, 26-10. The Jets just missed it. Rodgers lit them up.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers lit up the Jets, and the Jets were close. 34-32 was the final there, my brother. So that's week 1 of the NFL. We'll come back next week with week 2 preview. We'll tell you what happened, what we missed. Next up, the boxing event of the year is upon us. It's a week away. We're going to have a preview show, the day of the fight, right? Before the fight goes on, we'll have a little preview.
Special edition, hour-long show.
Yes, sir. But today we're going to give you a little tail of the tape and a little debate. And to help us out with the debate, we got a special guest today, folks, to help us out. Real quick, before I get to the guest, let me give you the quick, just to set the table for this fight. Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Canelo, 63 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 knockouts. Terrence Bud Crawford, 41-0 with 31 knockouts. Crawford, a southpaw. Canelo, right-handed, orthodox, as they say. And to help us talk about it with you, my man Flash, we're going to debate is going to be the founder and the lead instructor of one of our sponsors here of the Fist of Interception Institute. He's celebrating 9 years just this past week of being open. Check out the Fist of Interception Institute. He'll tell you about all his socials when he's done. I want to bring him in right now. This is my man, my main man, my seafood himself, Vincent Benitez. Vincent, come on in, my brother. We'll switch you in and out. Guys, we're going to clear this. We'll be right back. Come on in, brother. Then just slide that to the left. Okay. There you go. Slide to the left. All the way. All right.
There we go.
All right. Round of applause.
How you doing, man?
Good, Vince.
That's good to be here, man.
Doing well. All
right.
So what we have is the countdown to Canelo and Crawford.
Okay.
Just wanted to get a couple of your points, and that's what it is about. Because as we go on, I talk about my love for boxing.
Right.
Even before this podcast even took place, I've been a straight boxing fan. And I always love to be able to chat it up and also have our viewers there listening as well. Okay. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? And I'll start with for Crawford.
Okay. So for me, just for a little bit for me, I'm more of like a technical fighter. Okay. Like I look for anything that's like a body mechanical within each fighter. Sometimes there are fighters that are just stupid, in some in many different ways. But like if you have like fighters like skilled fighters like Tyson, one of my my favorite fighters is Mike Tyson from the 80s.
Yes,
a little bit from the 90s, but from the 80s when he's knocking dudes out like in 3 seconds.
Yes.
So with this type of fight, especially like a middleweight fight, obviously for when we talk about Crawford, he's going up in weight.
Yes, he is.
Okay. So people think, Crawford, he may not move as well. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, listen, he's been training for this fight for like 3, maybe more.
Longer than that.
Longer than that. And was he gaining the weight during training? Maybe. Did he gain the weight before training? Possibly. But just don't think because he gained that weight, he may not move as well. I mean, he's been sparring people.
Correct.
Okay, that's one of the advantages. What I think the advantage is he's skilled.
Yes.
So I was telling Sess here that a fighter is always good for the last 3 fights that he did. Okay, the last 3 fights.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You can't compare Crawford to 2025 to Crawford of 2020.
No.
You know what I mean? So every fighter, they evolve. Every fighter gets better. Okay, especially with Crawford. Like he's a very skilled fighter. His last 3 fights, he finds like openings.
Yes.
Which I found really, really interesting. His last fight. What was his last fight? I can't remember his last fight. Yeah, it's
Marcus. What is it? Mugustov? No, I'm sorry. It was. Oh, geez.
Yeah. So with that last fight, like he found openings, which I thought was really interesting. It's just the fact that whenever someone actually throws something, he counters really quickly. Mm-hmm. The problem is that's the advantages. The advantages is that like he moves a lot.
Yes.
Okay. Will him gaining that weight, probably give him a disadvantage? I wouldn't say that. Maybe just a little bit, but you got to remember too, like I just said, he's been training for like 3 or 4 something months.
Yeah.
With that weight, so I mean, I don't think that's going to be a problem for him. However, will his speed kind of not reflect on his weight? Possibly so, but does he have power? That's what I'm trying to figure out, and that could be a disadvantage.
With the weight gain, the power will be there. Without the weight gain, it was still there.
Right.
I think it's more effective. It will be more effective now because we're talking about 168. So Terrence has been, preparing for this fight with heavier weight. Right. Now this whole week they say, which his team has all in, usage in preparation for.
Right.
They're bringing him down now. Now they had him at this weight and still physically, preparing and training with it. Now because of the week and you have to make weight.
Yeah.
He has to come down now.
Right.
But he's notoriously known in his training camps that Terrence has always fought bigger fighters. So, even, and I touched base on this. I don't know if you're aware of this. Mm-hmm. His mother used to pay the neighborhood kids $5 or more to fight her son.
Right.
Terrence also has a wrestling background. So, for those who think that Terrence is going to be thrown around by Saul Canelo come fight night on Saturday, September 13th, right, they're sadly mistaken. Crawford is intelligent, he's strong, and he's battle tested. Yes, we all want to see how the weight will fare in this fight for him. I think his conditioning will be fine because Terrence really doesn't throw a barrage of punches. He's constantly
he finds openings.
Yes,
which I'm really impressed about because there are times when you have other type of fighters when they're going at each other, they try to feint all this other stuff. But Crawford, he sees it. When he sees that opening, he goes for it. And then when he goes for it, we talk about barrage timing. Exactly. So when he finds that little opening, boom, that's where he goes for. And as soon as the fighter counters, he either snaps back or he just goes into the punch.
Yeah.
So, but the only problem is just the fact that now, if you want to talk about the disadvantage of what Crawford may face versus Canelo.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Canelo a little bit.
Yes.
Canelo, hard hitter, power hitter. Now, again, like I was talking about, a fighter is always good, for the last 3 fights. His last fight, Skull,
he ran.
Okay, so this is the thing about it. So if Canelo does not change that type of game plan against a person who is moving around, I would give it to Crawford.
Yeah.
I would give it to Crawford. However, but Crawford knows the crowd. If Crawford hears the boos, if Crawford hears like, okay, I don't think this is going well, he might have to exchange with Canelo.
Yeah.
But if he does exchange with Canelo, this is where the power comes in. Now, will that weight of Crawford coming up, will that transfer to whatever he's doing for his training go against Canelo? Because we all know Canelo loves to hit. We all know Canelo likes to fake and come up with that low hook to the body. Correct. The only thing about it is, can Crawford take all the people that he sparred? They're not Canelo, obviously, but if any of those type of sparring partners that Crawford went against, do they have that type of power that Crawford could,
run across?
Run across.
Yeah.
Now with Canelo, he did go against smaller fighters and even heavier fighters. Okay, I think the last 3 fights. I think the last 2, the 2 fights before the fight before Skull, it was a much bigger fighter, a younger fighter, right? But I forgot his name. I apologize, but he was more of like he was more getting into or trying to bully Canelo, and he's more pushing his punches. But Canelo was smart enough because of the fact that as soon as they exchanged, he knew where to hit. He's doing all these fakes and all this stuff like that. But the thing about it is with Crawford, if he gets to the point where like, okay, he knows he has to exchange, he has to actually protect himself about those low hooks and those because for some odd reason, you see Canelo coming up with these weird, sometimes like Manny Pacquiao coming up with these weird punches, and I'm like, How did he pull that off? But he pulled that off. That's the only disadvantage that Crawford might have. I'm not saying will have.
There's just two things. Two things I want to mention. If Canelo does his normal, which is he comes off with throwing power punches,
right,
and he's historically known to fade from 7 to 12, Canelo will be in trouble. If Canelo comes into this fight thinking thinking that his power punches, which he throws a barrage of those punches, and Canelo's smart. He's very smart. He likes it through timing as well. Is it fast connections? No, it's not. It's all, okay, let me see if you take this, bop, bop, bop.
Right.
And then he'll give you with a little slick hook from time to time, or he'll give you an uppercut. Those power punches, if they don't phase Terrence, Canelo's in trouble.
We're gonna have a problem. Now, if Crawford took the game plan of Skull, not move and hit, if he moved enough to the point where he allows Canelo to miss and then counter him with some sort of barrage of punch, or at least these punches I was mentioning, the openings, with a good enough hit with the weight that he put on, Canelo might be in trouble.
Yeah.
However, if Crawford doesn't take that game plan and tries to exchange with Canelo, I don't know. Again, because we haven't seen Crawford at this weight yet fighting.
Correct.
So what I usually gauge it as, I usually gauge maybe about the first 2 or 3 rounds. See who's, first round, they're trying to feel each other out.
Pretty much from 2 down.
Yeah, right. And then by the time round 3 and on, okay, now I know who's going to probably get it's either who's going to win the fight.
Yes.
Right. Because of the fact that, okay, 1 to 3, they're done. Okay, now it's time to go. Now,
and it goes back to what you were saying. The crowd influences a lot of the fighters.
Exactly.
Now, I think that's best that does not happen, especially because this is a big fight.
Right.
Do not be influenced by the crowd. If the crowd is bored, okay, boo all you want.
Exactly.
No, this is going to be a fight, and it's not going to be a boring fight.
Right. It's not.
I'm not saying it because I feel that, hey, I'm trying to hype up the fight. I'm not a promoter. I'm saying that somebody might get knocked out.
Well, that's the thing. If knowing Canelo, he's going to try to go for the knockout.
Okay.
All right. Especially with a name like Crawford. I'm not disrespecting all the other fighters that Canelo fought were in big names, but Terrence is a big name fighter. Okay. Now, obviously, when you have big name fighters, you want to see somebody get knocked out because of the fact that who's skilled, who has much more power. Especially now, Terrence has gained that weight. All right, let's see what he did for the last 3 or 4 months of training. Let's see who has that type of power punching within that fight.
Correct.
So I'm going to ask you, C Flash, what is your prediction of Canelo versus Crawford? What is your prediction?
Man, that's a great question because I've always had the answer. Right?
Answer the question, man. Answer the question.
And also, to my wife that who's tuning in, I'm going with Terrence, Bud, Crawford, and let me tell you why.
Okay.
I've said this before on previous episodes, and I'm gonna say it again. He's cold-blooded. Nothing rattles Terrence. Terrence can fight backyard. He could fight in a crowded venture where all lights are on him. The thing about Terrence is there's something inside him that, okay, a lot of fighters might think they have, but they don't. If you hit Terrence with a hard punch, he's going to hit you with a hard punch, but he's going to do it in a smart way.
Right.
He has a good high boxing IQ, and he's going to come in there and do what he always does. He's going to figure out. Historically, Terrence is known to figure fighters out by the 3rd round. So from 3 on, okay, he might have to move a little faster. So I say from 2 on, Terrence is going to already know before he even gets to the ring. Terrence already knows what Canelo's going to do.
Right.
That's how smart he is, and that's how smart his camp is. He has 3 trainers. For those who are not aware of this, to the Village Legends podcast, listeners and viewers, if you don't know, Terrence Crawford has 3 trainers, and each one of them work on certain things with Terrence. He's an ideal, special talent, unique, one we rarely see. We could always go back to talk about how Canelo fought Floyd how Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather. He tried to go in there with that aggressive power punching thing. All right, that preparation he had to think he was going to beat the older Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was 40 years old to be exact when he fought Canelo. Canelo was 23
at that time,
but he was on a rise.
right?
Floyd had to school him and let him know, and I know, in your background, yes, you might be younger, but wisdom always wins.
Mm-hmm.
And in this fight as well, Crawford is older than Canelo. So Canelo has the pedigree. Canelo has the resume. But let's be clear. If you haven't really been through a lot of stuff in your life, and I'm not knocking Canelo's history. I'm sure he's been through stuff. I'm sure he's been challenged in his lifetime. But Canelo's going to go in there doing what he always does, and he's going to throw heavy, powerful punches on this man. And that, again, I believe Terrence can handle it. And I think it's gonna come out to a TKO.
Oh, TKO.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
What's your prediction?
All right. So I'm going for Canelo. It's just the fact that if Crawford does not change his game plan, if he feels that because of the weight that he gained, he would exchange well with Canelo. Canelo has the ability to. I'm pretty sure you've seen his fights.
Who do you think is more disciplined? I don't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
More disciplined?
Mm-hmm.
Canelo. You know why? Since you mentioned Floyd Mayweather, after Floyd, he changed.
Sure did.
He changed his game plan.
He did.
He changed the way he fought. He evaded his evasiveness.
He talked about it
because of Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Floyd. However, he didn't want to be like Floyd. But what does he do? With the addition of his evasiveness, he comes in with the power punches, which he already had. But now he got more technical with it.
One more thing, Vince.
Yes.
Do you believe that Canelo might have took too much punishment on that body from going up and down?
For Canelo? No. You know why? Because he still stayed within the his weight.
Okay.
Like even like slightly over, even slightly below. So if, for instance, if Canelo went to heavyweight, that's going to be a major difference.
Okay.
That could be a major difference.
I agree.
But then if you went to welterweight, obviously it's going to be a major difference.
Okay.
So even when you talk about Mayweather and Canelo, you're even when everybody's saying that Canelo, like, oh, because he's young, he's fierce, he didn't have that experience. You know what I'm talking about? Especially with a person going against Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, listen.
Was at the prime of his career.
Of course. And even, people say, oh, what if Canelo went against Pretty Boy Floyd? It wouldn't matter. I don't think that would matter because of the fact that even with Pretty Boy Floyd, he was more
aggressive.
He was more aggressive and he was more active, all right?
Yeah.
However, even if a young Canelo of 23 going against a Pretty Boy Floyd, it's not going to make any type of difference because I'm not saying Canelo is not intelligent, but Pretty Boy Floyd and Mayweather are intelligent, but two different type of fighters.
Yes.
Same intelligence, two different fighters. However, now, since Seth asked me who's going to win, I say Canelo, but it will go all the way because of the fact
12 rounds.
12 rounds. I'm giving Crawford the benefit of the doubt because if he's been training the fight the way that he's been training with the additional weight, I can't say that Crawford will knock him out, but it will go all the way to 12. Now, if he does not change his game plan, I would say a knockdown, multiple knockdowns. But Crawford's really crafty with the footwork. If he could use that footwork and cannot get knocked down, I would say Canelo 12 rounds going all the way.
And I just want to add to this real quick. All right, Vince. Terrence can be a southpaw.
Yes.
Or
he
could be orthodox.
Right.
Or he could be a right-handed fighter.
Yeah.
That is going to play a part in this fight.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, everyone that's listening now, not just Vince sitting next to me, that is going to be the thing that's going to shock Canelo, and it's going to frustrate him because Crawford knows how to use it and use it well.
So when I started watching Crawford, he was always on his left stance, and then later on he switched, and then I'm like, why did he switch? But then after he switched, he stayed southpaw throughout the fight. But then he did that for maybe when he started getting known, he always started on his left.
Did you know why Terrence why he learned to switch?
No.
He had injured his hand.
There it is.
And that's what happened. He started working on that because in one of his fights, he had to lean on that hand to fight the rest of the rounds. And he won that fight. But it was because of that, he learned also. It's just like in baseball, to be a switch hitter.
Yeah.
There's certain things that people work on. And he continued to work on it.
Now, one last thing before we go to the next is Seth did explain that I own a school. So whenever a martial arts school, so I'm a technical fighter. Like I like everything has to be like biomechanical and everything like that. So when you talk about switching with the stance, so we have something called the center line. Every martial artist knows this. Even boxers, majority of boxers know this. There's like a center line. You have to protect that. Okay. Now switching while fighting is very dangerous because I've seen it, martial arts and boxing. As soon as a fighter switches the stance and that center line exposed, boom, he'll get knocked down or get punched dead on straight in the center. Now with Crawford, he stays away and then switches. That's the big difference. We have a lot of fighters who switch during the exchange, and that's stupid and that's wrong. However, when Crawford comes in, he's on his left stance, he's fighting, he stays away, then he switches, and then he goes in. Because of the fact that, like what you mentioned, because he entered that in that hand. So again, what Seth said, I'm going for Canelo, going all 12 rounds.
Nice.
You said TKO.
I believe TKO.
Okay.
I believe TKO.
Right.
I believe that's going to happen.
Okay.
Real fast. Also, and again, thank you, Vince.
Oh, of course.
We're going to talk about what you think about this Tyson Mayweather exhibition. If the fight actually happens, let's be clear. I want to say, in my opinion, I think this is a stupid thing to do. I think a lot of people, and me and Vince had talked off the air, folks, everyone who's listening. We need to curb certain entertainment parts of, or we're getting away from the politics, but we need to curb these exhibitions and watch out, because I don't want this to take away from boxing. Okay, these entertainment, these exhibitions, and these are real Hall of Famers. But at the end of the day, now you guys are making this where we're gonna sit there on our couch and have people that might gamble on this. Okay, this is a problem, I think, for the future. These men are retired and they should stay retired. You know what I'm saying? There's podcasts, there's all types of things that these men can be doing. Right. Mike Tyson, I believe, has one. Let's just be, talk about boxing. Right. But these exhibitions need to stop. Mike, when you fought Jake Paul, it was something I've never seen Mike Tyson ever do. Mike, you barely threw a punch, and you got a $20 million payday. So my whole thing, like, listen, I'm not trying to insult no one. Old is old. Okay? Yeah, you guys still stay in shape. I get it. But this is not what this is about. Let the young lions do their thing, fellas. All right? Stay out of the ring.
Well, also I would add into that. What's kind of funny was my only confusion with that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight was, before we get into the Mayweather fight, is that before that fight you had Mike Tyson with these training clips, like he was fighting like he was like in his 20s again.
Thank you.
And I'm thinking, okay, this is good. I mean, he's like knocking his trainer off the ropes and everything like that, like beast mode. I'm like, oh, this is it. Jake Paul is going to actually really feel the hit of Mike Tyson of 1980, 1980 something, right?
Thank you.
And then come fight night, something happened. I'm like, where was this beast you see what I'm saying? That where was this Mike Tyson that we were all looking at for like 2 or 3 months with these clips, doing all these power shots and throwing the trainer off the ropes? Where was that?
Thank you.
Now, so when that one fight night came in, he came down like the aisle and he's looking flustered, like you know what I mean? Like he was trying to conserve himself, like, or like he was kind of like worried for some odd reason.
And what was up? What was up with the little strap on his knee?
But that's
did they put a little ace? What would you call that?
That's like a knee brace.
That was a knee brace,
but that's
an elastic one, right?
But that's the thing. As what you were saying was that even with people, Mike Tyson, no disrespect. I mean, one of the greatest of all time in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the fact that when he comes in with a fighter like Floyd Mayweather, what is this for? Obviously, it's an exhibition, but what are we trying to see?
Facts.
You have Mike Tyson, who is a heavier person. Floyd Mayweather, let's say he's still welterweight. Let's say he's still 147.
Correct.
Mike Tyson, 200 something. What are we gonna trying to see? Are we trying to see Mike Tyson knock out Mayweather? What is this whole exhibition for? Just to see who's better? I mean, if Floyd Mayweather still fights or still trains, I'm pretty sure he still does. He's gonna just like Skull versus Canelo.
Yeah.
Mayweather's just gonna hit and move, hit and move, hit and move.
So Vince,
that's it.
I believe that we can come to a conclusion on it and say, and we both agree, this fight, and it's no offense to great legends, but we could say that we really could care less about this fight.
But you know what, see, Flash, before I go and we discussed this before, no one's going to pay for pay-per-view fights, right? And you know what? Now it's going to be on Netflix, especially with the Canelo and Crawford.
Yeah.
And you know what? And we both agree this is free, but it's not free if you don't have Netflix. You got to get Netflix to watch it for free.
Correct.
So my opinion on the Mike Tyson and Mayweather fight, why?
Thank you.
Why? I mean, why? All right. Thank you, C-Flash. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, take over.
That was awesome. What a great segment that was.
Yes,
Thanks again to Vincent Benitez and the Fist of Interception Institute. Look that up online, by the way. All the socials, Fist of Interception Institute. And that's Vincent Benitez. You can't miss him. Thanks again. Just since I'm here, Crawford, TKO round number 10. Excuse me, he's going down. Canelo will win. TKO round number 10. Crawford is 37. Canelo's 34. Crawford has gone up 2 weight classes. He's not going to beat Saul Canelo Alvarez, but we're going to talk about it either way. Thanks so much, guys. I know you had some stuff. You want to go Major League Baseball next? Yeah, let's do it. Let's
talk about MLB.
Let's talk about MLB. First off, we want to real quick, we want to give a rest in peace to former Mets and Baltimore Orioles manager Davey Johnson. Davey brought the Mets a World Series. Only 2 men have ever brought the Mets a World Series, and Davey's one of them. Davey, we thank you very much. He was also a 3-time All-Star in his playing days, so Davey was no slouch out there. His players loved him. Darryl Strawberry, to the day he passed, loved Davey Johnson. All his players loved him. He had his players' backs. We give a big rest in peace shout out and condolences to the family of Davey Johnson. You want to add anything on Davey?
No, just rest well, Skip. Rest well. You will always be loved and respected, and pay tribute also in respect to your family as well.
That's right. He took talent when he had the Orioles teams, and he maximized that talent for sure. So
if I'm not mistaken, awesome. He also played for the Orioles.
He also played for the Orioles as well. 3-time All-Star Davey Johnson. May he rest in peace.
Yes.
Davey managed our Mets. Our Mets were hot. They're coming back to earth now. Juan Soto still hot, maybe the hottest player on the planet.
Correct.
I was telling my brothers this. Juan Soto is a generational hitter. So everybody who was worried leading up to, August, September, you didn't have to worry about Juan Soto. Juan Soto is a beast. He's one of the best hitters that I've ever seen personally.
Yes.
He controls the batting, the batter's box. He knows what a strike is and what isn't. So when he argues a call, a lot of times I tend to have his back. So he's been doing great. He hit another home run today. Now they lost today. We brought up Brandon Sproat today, one of the kids. Wanted to talk about the young guns in the organization right now. Nolan McLean is 4-0. He's lighting it up. Jonah Tong, who just suffered his first loss, very comparable to Tim Lincecum to me, right?
Yes.
Plays a lot like him, man.
His windup is just like Tim Lincecum.
Yep. Same stature. Now that means he's going to have a lot of wear and tear on his body. So hopefully we get the best of him. Nolan McLean was his boy. They lockered across from each other in the minors. Nolan says he's got the best fastball he's ever seen. So that's freaking awesome, So anyway, Sproat went today. He lost. But the thing I wanted to bring up about it, the Mets have always had pitching, right? We go back in the day, Tom Seaver, Nolan Ryan, Tug McGraw. These were guys that were on the same team at the same time.
They were dogs.
Dogs, right? Well known. Everybody knew they were all going to be great. Fast forward to the 80s. You had Dwight Gooden, Dr. K came in, took it by storm. We had great pitchers in the 80s too. Sid Fernandez, Dwight Gooden, Ron Darling, beasts. Fast forward to the 90s. The young guns, remember at that time, was Jason Isringhausen,
yes,
Bill Pulsifer, Paul Wilson. They never really flourished. Jason Isringhausen had a great career. Paul Wilson, all right, he hung a little while. Pulsifer was a flash in the pan. He never really did much. All these guys were super hyped. Then we had Matt Harvey, right? Jacob deGrom,
yes,
Zach Wheeler. There was another guy there too that came up with them. 3 or 4 guys again. Oh, Steven Matz was the other guy, the lefty.
Matz. Yes.
Again, super, super hype. That's all you heard about.
Yeah.
On the radar, on everybody's radar. And you know what happened with them? Harvey fizzled out. I don't even want to talk about Matt Harvey.
No.
Zach Wheeler's a beast. We love him. Zach Wheeler. Jacob deGrom, the GOAT. Always had trouble staying healthy, but can't deny him when he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys today, they came in under the radar. There hasn't been a lot of hype. I mean, Mets fans, we knew about them. But the rest of the world don't really know Nolan McLean, Brendan Sproat, and Jonah Tong. But these kids are official.
Steve Cohen, this is one of the things that was major on his list, and that was building a farm system.
Yep. These kids are official. So, and by the way, current Baseball America has us as the number 9 farm system in baseball. I disagree with them. I think we're probably number 3 in the top 3. But that is, can you talk about Lindor, please? Of course we can, Jesselyn. Lindor's been great. Switch hitter deluxe. He's probably the captain, quote unquote. Excuse me. He's been doing great. Lindor since he went back into the leadoff spot, he's been excellent. Mets again lost today, so we're a little tight right now. Hunter Green was hitting 103 miles per hour today.
Yeah, he was throwing.
He's money. He
was definitely throwing.
Yes, he struck out 12 batters. Beatty hit a home run. Your boy Beatty. Okay. And Ellie De La Cruz hit a double. So we're gonna follow these young guns for the Mets. We'll keep you guys posted on it. I did have one other MLB tidbit to add. Yomiuri Yamamoto from no hitter for 8 2/3. He had 1 out to go to complete a no hitter, and Jackson Holliday hit a home run on him for the Baltimore Orioles with 1 out to go. And even crazier than that, they lost the game. The Orioles ended up hitting a walk-off single, and they won the game 3-2 when Yamamoto had a no hitter with 1 out to go in the ball game.
Sorry, it's amazing. So sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear that, brother.
So sorry to hear that. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Hey,
yes, sir.
Another time, another day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything to add with in Major League Baseball, my brother?
No, just the remarkable players that are just smashing 4 home runs in a game. Kyle Schwarber and what they've also put a list together of from pre-1950 to 1950 to 1999. from 2000. Listen, folks, all baseball fans, please, if you are witnessing this, you're witnessing greatness, and you're witnessing stuff that is going into the history books. So just keep tuning in, like anything else with sports. But baseball alike, football alike, hockey alike, tennis alike, golf alike, all of that stuff. Bear witness to what you're seeing and don't be ungrateful, because it's something that you witnessed that you can tell your kids, your grandkids about. It's amazing. And that's about it.
It's amazing. It's actually happened more than you think. It's happened 21 times. But it's always amazing when it does happen. 4 home runs in a game is virtually impossible. And by the way, shout out to Schwarber. He's my pick to win the MVP. I know people love Ohtani. I know they love him. And he's great. Ohtani's a once-in-a-lifetime talent, but he only pitched 3 2/3 innings the other day. It's not like he's like Nolan Ryan out there this year. I mean, he is coming off an injury. I'm dogging him. I shouldn't be dogging him. To me, Schwarber's the MVP. He's more valuable to his team than Ohtani is to his this year, but I think Ohtani will probably get the votes. We'll see. Let's see. Ione wants to say, why did the Giants bring Ione? I'm sorry. Ione. Ione. Excuse me, madam. Mrs. C. Flash. Giants bring on Russell Wilson. Giants got slaughtered today. I think we're going to see Russ for a little while here. They'll probably give him at least 3, maybe 4 games.
Yeah.
And then they'll make a decision. Then they'll pull him. Then you might see Jackson Dart from there. You might see Jameis Winston for the next quarter of the season.
I will definitely,
we'll see.
I will definitely agree with that assessment. Russell Wilson will not be the full starter for the full season. Right now, he is our starting quarterback, but he will not be starting for the rest of the season. Right now, it's just a matter of time.
It's a transition year for the Giants.
It's a matter of time.
It's a tough year for the Giants. It's really nothing set in stone, I don't think, with that quarterback position, right? I think you'll see a lot of changes there throughout the year.
But in our minds, Giant fans, we know who we want to start.
Yeah.
But today's game wasn't about Russell Wilson. It was about the Giants have got to get their head out of their asses. Mm-hmm. And I have no problem with saying that. Today's game was pitiful and it was horrible. Okay. So if I got to get on my Stephen A and rant like a damn Raven lunatic, I will. I think the Giants played horrible. And as a Giant fan, this has to stop. Once again, do we want to see chartered planes flying over the stadium saying, sell the team, sell the team? There was no reason. Shout out to the Giants defense. Y'all played as hard as you could.
Yes.
That offense played pitiful. And for all those that are getting paid checks, do the right thing and give back.
That's right, because on paper, we would have thought a little something. Now, your Giants on paper, defense looks good. You guys got to step it up. Ione, thank you so much for the comment. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being one of our biggest supporters. My brother, anything else? We touched a little Major League Baseball. I know you wanted to touch on some NCAA football, some college football.
That's the top picks for top. We always, like I said, Village Legend Podcast, viewers and listeners. I wanted to put the top 5 games for next week, but unfortunately, we did not get that going. But moving forward into the future, we will.
We definitely will.
Birthdays.
Before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about the U.S. Open. Sabalenka has beaten Anna Samoa again. Sabalenka now back-to-back, right? Yes. U.S. Open titles.
Yeah, since Serena Williams.
Wow, first in Serena to win back-to-back. Sabalenka also has back-to-back Australian Open titles in 23 and 24. So shout out to her. She's been great. And on the men's side, just final, Alcaraz has won 3-1. He's beaten Sinner once again. I think the all-time is 10-5. Alcaraz, he's a beast right now. Can't
Rivals. Those two are the future of tennis. Sinner beat Alcaraz at Wimbledon. So keep an eye on that, folks. For all the tennis fans, keep an eye. That is the future of tennis.
They'll be going back and forth for years to come. Alcaraz on top once again right now. Shout out to him. One other thing real quick. World Cup qualifiers. You know, when I wear the jersey, there's a reason for it. World Cup qualifiers. Shout out to La Selección Colombia. Colombia's national team has qualified by beating Bolivia. They're in to World Cup 2026. You know, we're going to have the World Cup here in our area.
Yeah.
The other little tidbit about the World Cup qualifiers that I want to talk about, because on this show, we always talk about the greats. We've talked about Cristiano Ronaldo in the past on this show. And I've always mentioned that I'm a Messi guy, and I think they're both outstanding in different ways. I think Messi them slightly in the best player of the world category. They're both now kind of in their swan song. They're both getting up there in age. They're both pushing 40.
Yes.
They're both still in phenomenal shape. And guys, let me tell you something. World Cup qualifying, the leading scorer of the World Cup qualifying is Leo Messi. So let's not get it twisted. He might be pushing 40, but he's still top 5 player in the world for sure, and leading all scorers here in the World Cup. Mr. Nelson chimes in and says, I'm not a Giant fan, but Russell Wilson did everything he could too. He just did not have any protection.
Facts.
It's facts. It's true. It's going to be that type of year. It's going to be that type of year.
And anybody else that's seen the game, they will say the same thing. Very well said.
Yes, sir. Very true. Very true. Any little hits and misses you want to add, touch on real quick?
No, just the fact that, hey, thank you, family, for chiming in. And Jess, good question you had today.
Great question, Jess.
Thank you, parents as well. And much love.
Fans throughout. Yes, indeed. I'll give you a quick rundown of the birthday, see if there's anybody popping with a birthday today. Antonio McDice. Happy birthday to him, former NBA All-Star, has a birthday today. Mark Pryor, former pitcher for the Cubs, has a birthday today. He was a strikeout machine when he was hot back in his day. Anybody else here ring a bell? Kevin Love, the basketball player. Donovan Mitchell, another NBA player. 2 great players there, celebrating birthdays on the same day. And that's about it for this episode of the Village Legends. Today, Fist of Interception Institute sponsors this episode. Make sure you guys look at it online, and we'll get back with you as soon as possible. Thank you very much. We appreciate everyone. C-Flash, take us out as only you can, my brother.
Once again, and I gotta say, family, friends, and all, and I like Village Legends podcast viewers and listeners. Have a blessed week, enjoyable week, and as always, think sports.
Think sports. Peace.
Peace.